Hey, this is John. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at a Type 38 Arisaka training rifle. These were made in Japan post-World War I after the Japanese government instituted a policy that all junior and high school boys needed to take 2 hours of military training a week. They're often made from older models, or they were purpose-built as replicas of the Type 38 bolt-action rifle. This one being more of a purpose-built replica, doesn't seem to use many older model rifle parts or surplus parts, although they could be. It's hard to tell. They were made by many different companies. A lot of them don't have very many markings. Some of them do have markings. There's a wide variety in what you may find. So that's something to look out for. Another thing to look out for is that they are not intended to fire the service round. They were at best intended to fire blank rounds or paper cartridges, but not the actual Arisaka service round. So that's important to remember, that if you find one of these, they are not intended to fire bullets. Unless they're paper bullets, but you're probably not going to find any of those either. So nearly all of them were made to take a bayonet. A lot of the material was made out of cast iron. So again, not intended to fire bullets. And many have a smooth bore, some have rifling, but I'm not sure as to whether the ones that have rifling are actually ones that use older rifle barrels, or if some of them were intentionally rifled from the factory. So, like I said, there's a lot of variety. They had to make many of these to, equip all the high school and junior high boys so they can train with their military rifle. So let's go ahead and take a bit of a closer look at this one, and then I think we'll go ahead and try to take it apart after that, but who knows how well that'll go. So, yeah, go ahead and pick it up, bring it a little closer to the camera. Like an Arisaka, it is very, very long. As you can see, this has steel butt plate. No, cast iron butt plate, I believe. It seems more like cast iron than steel. Has a rear sling swivel. There we go. Which also appears to be made out of cast iron. The trigger guard appears to be made out of cast iron. And as you can see, there is no floor plate in the trigger guard. We have a semi-functional rear sight. Although again, it looks very rough. Doesn't look quite as nice as what you would expect from actual service rifle. The receiver seems to be almost a direct copy of the Type 38. This one has a few numbers here on the side. We have a 15 and a 15. Got a bit of a broken top handguard there. We got a front barrel band, end cap, and the cleaning rod. Now when I purchased this, I didn't think it had a cleaning rod, but I thought the barrel was plugged as well. So I think someone at some point had taken the cleaning rod, and because these aren't intended to actually fire, jammed it down the barrel. So I was very happy that they did, because that allowed me to have the cleaning rod. Something else of note, this hole here at the base of the front sight on this one goes all the way into the barrel. You probably can't see that in there. As you can see, it looks pretty smooth there. And when you look down the barrel, it actually looks more like it just has a rough spiral cut down it rather than actual rifling. So I don't think it's actually rifled. I think it's more of just a kind of poor machining process. So the safety works as you'd expect. The bolt functions as you'd expect, but there's no magazine. No magazine. It's solid. The receiver is solid here at the bottom. So, but it can approximate the general use of the bolt action rifle. Now you have a bolt release there. Go ahead and set the rifle down. Take a bit closer look at the bolt. There are no locking lugs here at the end. Your safety back here, and the firing pin does extend all the way out of the front of the bolt. Some of these, the firing pin does not extend all the way out of the front of the bolt. They're nipped short. So there's your extractor there. I'll go ahead and, oh, look at that. Just took it all apart. One of the things that you'll notice on here is that there's quite a bit of wear on the material. Like I said, these were not intended to fire actual cartridges or really hold up to extended use. You can see this notch is worn out pretty good. So, there we go. Well, there we kind of go. But You know, I shouldn't really screw around with this while I'm recording the rest of the video. I should probably just get to the recording the rest of the video. So now let's go ahead and take it apart. Well, we'll try to take it apart. I don't know how well it'll come apart. I've never taken it apart. So, take off the trigger guard here. It's just a wood screw. Amazing use of wood screws. See if this just pulls. Oh, yep, that just pulls right out of there. We've got another screw underneath there. That reminds me, before I go on, I do want to show it has a, I believe it's a 189 right here, the fore end. Other than the 15, which is on the receiver, and on the bolt handle here, it doesn't really seem to have a lot of other markings. Oh, something else I also wanted to point out is you have the groove for the dust cover. So at one time this would have had a dust cover. And we've got that one out. Let's take out this one at the back. Also wrinkle up the cloth. Unwrinkle that. Let's take out our front band now. I'm kind of curious to see if there are any sort of other markings inside the stock or not. Has a lot of different size screws in here. Yeah, this is also definitely cast iron. There's that. So I'm going to set that off to the side. Then we have the cap. Well, I should probably go ahead and take that cleaning rod I'm so happy to have out. Set that over there. As you can see, there's your bayonet lug. And you don't want to confuse these screws because they are different. They are all different. So try to remember where you took the screws out of. I probably won't, and I'll probably have a heck of a time putting it back together. Fortunately for you, you don't have to watch that. There we go. I'm gonna take the screws out of the back of the And one of the reasons why I'm actually using this pretty undesirable screwdriver is because I had to modify the blade so that it would engage these properly. I didn't want to take the chance that I would strip one of these out. So, did the same thing with this flat driver bit there as well. Okay, oh, got a lot of corrosion in that barrel. It's very, very tight in there. Let's go ahead and take this bottom screw out. I believe that should bring the whole action out of the stock. Oh yeah, I can feel it falling out from the other side. That appears to be the only machine screw that we have in this, so that's good. The rest of our wood screws makes them simpler. Oh, there we go. Set the barrel to action there. Now we've got a lot of sawdust in there. I don't really want to set that on the table. There we go. Let me set that over there. There we go. Handful of sawdust. Doesn't really appear to be too much in the way of markings, although it's interesting. I'm not gonna pull on that too much. That's interesting how it seems to have a different piece of wood down here in the bottom channel of the stock. But there is a little penciled 11 right there, maybe 11. I'm not sure. I mean, I guess it could be some sort of character that I'm not aware of, as well as I don't speak or read Japanese, but it looks like 11, so that's kind of cool. Oh, there's another one there, and I think, I'm not sure, there's another one there. So it's just got two of those marks in many different places, so I don't know what the purpose of that is. So there's the stock. Oh, look at that, got another one there. So 11, 11, 11. Let's go ahead and take a look at our, oh look at that, the rear sight. It's just there. And then the barrel is screwed into the front of this receiver. So that's pretty cool. I don't think, yeah, there's no way I can get that down in the camera for you to be able to see it. But it's all pretty simple with the trigger mechanism back here. Nothing too complicated, just something cheap and simple to make that a teenager could use to train with and be prepared for the military conflict that is about to come. So, like I said, I'm not gonna take the time to put it back together here in the video, as that would be kind of a pain in the butt. Although, I'm curious about one more thing. I wonder, I'm gonna try to take this buttstock off just really quickly, if it'll come off. Just to see if there's anything else. Oof, it may not come off. I don't like the prospect of that. It is. Oh, well, it's coming now. Coming now. Just to see, maybe there's another 11 back there. That's 11, 11, 11. 11. Oh yeah, this one's coming out more easily. Maybe. I say that and I pop off the head just a little bit. Oh, that's tedious, huh? Wouldn't it be weird if it said 12? And it says nothing. So, and I don't really feel that if I take this off, there'll be an 11 under there. Maybe a 1. So, well, hopefully you enjoyed watching that and seeing one of these getting taken apart. If you haven't ever seen one of these before. Oh, it was just stuck. No. What? Oh, I see. It's getting stuck in here maybe. I don't know. It seemed almost like it was stuck to it. Anyway, if you've never seen one of these before, now you have. Now you've seen what they look like taken apart. Something to watch out for if you're at a gun knife show and you see what seems to be a really cheap Arisaka. Oh, I found another 11. Nice. Anyway, and you see a really cheap Arisaka and it seems to only be single shot. Well, it might be a training rifle. So take a close look at it. Make sure that it has an actual Arisaka bolt, not one without locking lugs. Shouldn't look like a Moss bolt. And also too, it shouldn't be very expensive. One of these training rifles, they go for say between $100 and $250. At least that's what they seem to be going for right now. So if the price is too low and it seems to be a single shot Arisaka, it may be a training rifle. Thanks for watching. I hope you learned something. I learned something by taking a look at it, and I hope you have a great day. Thanks.